Yes, it's in, lads. Newcastle United have done it down in the capital. The first of two games down in the capital. Newcastle have come away from this game tonight against West Ham at the London Stadium. 5-1 winners. What a fantastic game. What a fantastic result. I think this might also be the end for David Moyes at West Ham after that game tonight. I mean, they were completely and utterly defenseless against Newcastle. They did give it a little bit of a go in the game, but it just wasn't enough to see them do anything of real note to affect us in the game. You know, they scored a goal off of Kurt Zuma, who managed to pull one back for them, but Newcastle were already at that point, you know, two up in the game. Callum Wilson and Joe Linton both scoring inside 15 minutes into the game. Some fantastic goals in this game tonight from Newcastle. A fantastic performance by Newcastle in the game tonight as well. Eddie Howe, you know, got the team selection on point once again, going with Nicky Pope in goal. Trips, of course, Fabs and Botman and Dan Burn in the defensive roles. The midfield was Bruno, Longstaff and Joe Linton. On the attacking front, it was Murphy, Maxi, and Wilson, which then we, of course, seen substitutes coming into the game, of course, for us of none other than Manny on the 87th minute. We're seeing a substitute coming into the game of Dan Burn coming off for Matty Target. We also seen on the 64th minute of the game in the second half, Newcastle switching out the front three of Murphy, Wilson, and Maxi for Gordon, Isak, and Willock. And of course, Newcastle were just absolutely dominant in this game. The first goal in the game for Newcastle was scored 6 minutes into the game by Callum Wilson. We scored our second goal in the game 13 minutes into the game from Joe Linton. An assist, of course, by Maxi on the first goal, Fabian Shaw on the second goal. Then, of course, by the time we got towards half time, West Ham had pulled one back by Kurt Zuma on the 40th minute, but then Callum Wilson scored a second in the game on the 46th minute of the game, just coming off of half time. Fantastic performance by Newcastle in the game tonight. Two goals in the second half, of course, coming from Joe Linton and Alexander Isak in the game. But looking at it, you know, it was just a absolutely blunder of defensive errors from West Ham in the game. Ward making quite a few mistakes, Fabianski making quite a few mistakes, and the West Ham defence was just pretty much in bits. You know, Newcastle were just attack, and we were getting a lot of work out of that wing where Curry is, of course, which I did see, you know, a couple of West Ham fan channels were complaining about him heading into this game, saying that Maxi would absolutely dominate him, and they were right. You know, Maxi absolutely killed that lad tonight, playing in that full-back position. And from what I've heard, you know, he's meant to be a centre-back, and he's being played in that full-back position. He absolutely got owned tonight. He was absolutely put on toast by Maxi. And quite a few other players as well running against him tonight down that wing. But that leaves now West Ham outside of the relegation zone on goal difference. Of course, Moyes' side are one of four teams on 27 points alongside Everton, Nottingham Forest and 18th place Bournemouth. This win, though, however, does mean that Newcastle remain third and are now 3 points clear of 5th place Tottenham. And we have a game in hand following our fourth successive win, of course, in the Premier League since coming back off of the international break. Of course, we got 2 wins before the international break, and now we've got the win against Man U and this win against West Ham. And in 3 days' time, we, of course, take on Brentford at the Tech Community Stadium down in London, which, of course, as I said in the preview, you know, the Newcastle players will be staying down there to, of course, save on the travel down and also save the players, you know, from getting fatigued from the travel as well. But looking at it, just an all-round brilliant game by Newcastle, brilliant display of what we are, in this season, what we've been shown in this season as well. And, just an absolutely fantastic display. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think that this could call the end for David Moyes at West Ham with this performance tonight from Newcastle against them? Does this maybe mean the end of David Moyes at West Ham? And, do you think that, this could possibly mean Newcastle getting the Champions League spots? Of course, with the way we are at the minute, like I say, we are now 3 points clear of Tottenham in 5th place. The closest team to it in 4th place is Man United, who also won tonight. They won 1-0 against our next opponents. Of course, Brentford, they won 1-0. Man U scoring with Marcus Rashford, the goal scorer in that game. But they are behind us on 53, but they're only +5 on goal difference, whilst we're +26 on goal difference. So we do have that as an added point to our points tally. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Absolutely fantastic performance by Eddie and the lads once again in the Premier League. And as always, hit that like button, share, subscribe the channel, and I'll see you all next time. However, lads.